Hey guys, I'm super excited to announce the first 52 Block Federation workshop happening right here in Norfolk, Virginia. We're going to have Professor Mo down here March 21st, 2026 from 2 p.m. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, you do not want to miss this event. This is going to be so epic that we've made it now where you can train online over Zoom, right? So if you can't make it down to Norfolk, Virginia, you can stream it over Zoom and still watch, train, and learn and grow, right? It's not enough just to watch things on YouTube, which YouTube is great. Don't get me wrong. Make sure you subscribe to the channels and all that stuff. Support the Patreon and all that. But also training online live, right? If you can't make it in person here in Norfolk, you can stream it over Zoom. You can turn your video on. You can ask questions. You can get interactive feedback, right? That's the kind of training that we want to do to make sure that we're really learning 52 the way it's meant to be learned, right? So, you know, join us March 21st. It's going to be 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The link is down below, okay? And it's also going to be in the video description. It's 52 blocks, norfolkva.eventbrite.com. We will see you there. Register. Go register. So you can't learn 52 blocks on YouTube. I know this comes as a shocker to a lot of you guys out there who've been following YouTube and checking out 52 blocks, but you know, if you really want to learn 52 blocks, you got to go through an authoritative source. You got to go directly to the source. So I encourage you guys to check out the 52 Block Federation, Professor Mo. There'll be a link down in the description for the Patreon to really get plugged in with an authoritative source on 52 Block. One of the things that I did for 2026 is, in addition to that, I wanted to find out what the Lyte, Burly 52 Block online program was really all about. And I'm going to tell you guys the truth. Honestly, this is my first week of training it, and it is blowing my mind. I'll be honest with you guys. I've done martial arts now for, gosh, over 30 years, and I'm okay at it, okay? I've been all over the world, you know. I fought, you know, competitively, amateur kickboxing. I've been to Hong Kong. I've been to Japan, Korea, you name it. I've trained with a lot of, you know, well-known instructors, teachers, martial artists, things like that. But I want to share in this video with you guys a little bit about some of the things that I'm learning just in the first week of training with on Lyte Burly's online course. So definitely, you guys, check that out at learn-martialarts.com. And that's the 52 block program. So I actually signed up for both programs. I signed up for the Learn-Martial Arts, which is the basic 52 block course, and then I also signed up for the advanced course. You know, but like when I signed up for the advanced course, I'm like, man, I need to sign up for the basic course to really get the foundations and fundamentals. So let me share with you a couple things I'm learning, right? So first of all, and I'm not going to give you away all the secrets because you guys got to go and actually buy the course yourself, okay? But first thing we started learning was just this proper stance, right? And, you know, so for me, I'm kind of modifying my fighting stance because normally I kind of fight, you know, somewhere around here, okay, with my back heel up, which is good. And I'll keep fighting that way to some degree. But I also want to learn how to fight with my front foot up as well, my front heel up as well. So that's a little modification I'm making. And in the course, Lyte includes some stance training, right, in the basic course that you guys should check out. But one of the things I'm adding to the stance training is doing my stance training with like a weighted vest on. So I got my weighted vest here, and I'm not going to put this on right now because I got the mic on my chest. But when you put the weighted vest on, this is like 40 pounds here, the weighted vest, and then you just sit in your stance and you just get used to that. You get used to being grounded and rooted and then building up the strength in your legs. So if you guys are going to get the course, or maybe you already have, just that's something you can add to it in terms of your own training to kind of maximize it. One of the other things that I picked up in the advanced course that really blew my mind was just how to hold my hands. You know what I'm saying? Because most of us in our fighting position, we kind of hold our hands, you know, our hands are going to be up, obviously. But what happens is when you're in close range, right? When you're in close range, typically you're not going to be throwing straight punches from here. You're pretty much going to be throwing mostly uppercuts, or, you know, mostly uppercuts and hooks, right? More curved line punches. But what I learned in the advanced course was a different way of holding my hands that will allow me to throw straight punches even when I'm in close. In addition to that, it also gave me an idea of how to throw faster punches, straight punches specifically, even at distance. Because the problem is when most of us are throwing our straight punches, and most of you guys are probably making this same kind of thing too, when we're throwing a straight punch, I'm going to just use my front hand. When we're throwing a straight punch from our hand being up, right, our hands being up here, in order for me to go straight, I have to do what? I have to go down first, right? I have to go down as I go straight. So the motion is down, then straight. down then straight. No matter how fast you are, I can be really fast. I can be really fast, right? But the problem is the path, right? Is the path that I'm taking, where I'm taking this is a less direct path. And the reason it's less direct is because the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. But I'm not going straight. I'm going, this is a curved line where I'm dropping down like this. This is a curved line, right? If I'm doing a circle, I'm rotating here, okay? I'm dropping down in order to go straight. And I don't end up really going straight until the very end of my punch. But again, there's something in the advanced course that you should check out. I'm not gonna give away the secrets, but there's another way you can hold your hands, hold your fists, that'll help you to make to not have to do that. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say on that. But I thought that was really cool, and that's something I've been learning and practicing as well. And so what I've done is, if you guys do the course, right, again, this is not, I'm not getting paid for any kind of endorsement or anything like that, just so you guys know. But the way I learn is I do a notebook, right? So I grab my notes, I take notes, okay? So these are some of my notes here, and I just started, right? This is week 1, so I don't have a whole lot of notes, but the best way to train it is to get a notebook and then sit down with it, right? If you're looking at it on your phone or you're on a computer, you really got to sit down with it. You can't just like, you know, put it on while you're driving or like while you're cooking or while you're doing something else. You know, you really have to sit down with it and write stuff down and take notes. Then you can go back and actually train it. So that's what I've been doing. So in addition to that, and right now I'm taking it super slow, right? So week 1, I'm just doing week 1, then I'm doing the advanced course as well. But I'm just doing like, you know, 2 to 3 videos a week. I'm not even doing a whole lot. Because if you really want to learn something, you really have to sit with it and let it soak in and take your time. So that's what I'm doing, because it has to be like ingrained with muscle memory, because you can know something, but then not be able to do it like when you need to do it, right? And so you have to let it soak in, and that just takes time. You can't rush that process. So that's what I recommend. The other thing that I'm doing in my training, guys, again, this is just week 1, is I'm also working on like using resistance band, and I'll give you guys a drill here. I'm working on just improving on hand speed, right? Just being able to punch faster, right? And things like that. So what I do is I'll attach it onto something that's not going to move. And, you know, as we talk about this, one of the things that really inspired me for 2026, because I had already signed up for the 52 block course anyway. But what inspired me was I saw like Lyte's video afterwards about his goals for 2026, which was to empower our melanated brothers, right? You know, African Americans, empower us with the 52 blocks. And I'm like, man, wow, that's like, we're on the same wavelength. And I was just, yeah, I don't know if it's like just the divine, if it's connection, if it's, you know, ancestors, source, whatever it is, but I find a lot of us are really coming on to that same wavelength. Anyway, when it comes to punch training, so this is a basic one that everybody kind of does where they're here and they're just punching back and forth. When I do this, I'm not too much worried about technique. I don't like the bands rubbed against my shirt so much like this, so I'm not like doing perfect punches like this, but I am. So I've got my elbow spaced out a little bit, and I'm just shooting them back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, right? I'm not even making necessarily closed fists. I'm just getting used to extending my hands out. But what I want to show you guys is that in addition to that, because that will train you to extend your punch, but that's only one part, right? Then you also have to bring your punch back. And a lot of us are very fast with our punch coming out, but then we're very slow bringing that punch back, which will also decrease your hand speed, because then it's gonna make you slow throwing your next punch. So I'm also training, you know, bringing my hands back like this. And I like to alternate just to get myself used to alternating, right? Back and forth, because that's how you're actually gonna punch, right? And something along those lines. So that's one aspect that I'm working. But then also with the 52, I'm incorporating it into like kicks and grappling and everything else. And so I'm also working on the kicking speed, right? And so one thing I do, same thing with resistance band, right? I hook this up to my ankle and we work on bringing the leg up, right? So one of the things with kicking speed that makes your kick slower is the time it takes you to actually raise your leg up, right? So part of me, and I need more resistance here, so I move forward, but part of it is just getting your leg up, right? You don't even have to throw a full kick. But I trained this from a posture here where I'm throwing a straight kick. Maybe it's like a push style kick, like a Muay Thai style teep, right? So I'm training this, and I'm just training getting my leg up. I'm training the upper part of the thigh here. So I'm gonna train that version, and this applies to any kind of kick where your hips are fairly square. Right, so I can do circular kicks, right, straight kicks, you know, oblique style kicks, any kind of kick you do where your hips are square. This is good to train that. But I'm also going to train it to the side, right? So this is going to train more of your side kicks, but it also trains more like your roundhouse kicks, right? And again, I'm just training, getting my leg up. I don't have to throw a full kick, but I really want to train for speed. So I want to do this as fast as possible. And it's really going to burn your legs out quite a bit. So that's how I'm training those aspects of it. A lot of times in my workouts, I like them to be fun. You don't, and if you're training for working out in 2026, you don't really want to, have a boring workout, right? And so 52 is a great way to keep it fun and exciting. So I like to train certain attributes that apply to fighting and sparring, things like that. So I want to be able to punch faster, so I'm going to train the resistance band. I want to be able to kick faster, I'm going to train that. I want to have a strong stance, I'm going to train that. And then the last thing I train is abs, right? So I want to have strong, tight abs. So one of the tools that I've been using is a kick shield, right? And this is really weird. I don't know what made me come up with this, but with the kick shield, what I've been doing is doing my crunches on the kick shield, right? So there's a couple different ways, right? There's essentially 3 different points on the kick shield that I'm going to utilize to do my crunches. The first one is going to be at the very bottom of the kick shield, right? Where I'm barely kind of hanging off the kick shield. And you don't need anything on your feet here, but I'm just going to do crunches from here, right? At the end of the kick shield. And it gives you a different feel. I'm not able to get my back all the way down. It helps support my back, helps me to come up a little bit. So this one's a little bit easier, I think, for the most part. Then I'm going to do it where the pad's in the middle, right? Where I'm kind of sitting closer to the middle of it. Now this becomes much harder, right? To actually kind of come up all the way, right? And I'm going to slide down a little bit. But if I can do it right around here, that's good too, okay? But again, I don't really want to come all the way down to the floor in this case. I just want to stop right here and then come up. But it's hard to like hold yourself up right here, okay? I just did like 300 of these, no kidding, okay? And so I'm a little bit I'm weak, okay? So if I fall back, that's why, all right? So anyway, and then the last one I do, I'm sitting all the way at the top of it, right? All the way at the top of it. So this is like your workout for 2026, okay? Week 1, training 52. And then I come up here and do the same thing, okay? So, in your training, make it effective for you. Make it work for how you want to train and how you want to fight, right? I like to train kick speed and punch speed as well as footwork. Well, I'll show you something else with footwork in another video. But then also, I don't want to have weak abs either, right? Or a weak core. So I'm also going to train the ab workout too. But that's just one way that you can incorporate if you're training 52, no matter what program you're doing. Like I said, I definitely recommend you guys link up with the 52 Block Federation, to get your certification, stuff like that on the Patreon. But then also Lyte's course as well, which has been phenomenal for me just in week 1. So I'm excited to get to week 2, but taking everything nice and slow because you really want it to really sink in and make sure you can actually do it when the time comes.
The purpose of our organization is to start right here in Harlem, which has the largest concentration of people of African descent that exists anywhere on this earth. There are more Africans here in Harlem than exist in any city on the African continent, because that's what you and I are, Africans.